are just moments away from the Tesla delivery center. I am about to pick up my Tesla Model S, and I'm very excited. I was absolutely committed to buying an electric car, and I'm happy to say that in the last few years there have been a lot of good choices out there, but the Tesla is by far the best, in my opinion. Long range, lots of luxury, very safe, all the latest bells and whistles, driver assist, and ultimately fully automatic driving once it's legal. It's just got everything you can ask for in a car.
Right, straight ahead. So
perfect, Peggy, yeah. Pleasure.
Congratulations.
So we can do a few things. We can go quick trip to your vehicle and let you see it. Before you take the vehicle, I'm gonna put caps on the screws so that they don't shut. There's no silver caps. Match the rest of the time.
That's my Tesla.
Yeah, so if you're driving 10 to 15 miles a day, this should be good to recharge you overnight. 2 to 3 miles range per hour with this vehicle. Now this is the Tesla will recommend that one. This larger one, because that gives you about 25 to 30 miles per hour charge. And then when you're on the road and you're traveling, you have access to our superchargers, but you also can charge at any public charging station. Right there.
Yes, excellent.
And if you want to adjust the height of this, you just bring it down to whatever height you want, and then you press and hold this button, and the program is that height.
Excellent. That's good.
Yeah, good height. So we actually program it. Now you're probably wondering where your charging port is at. Maybe you've seen it before. That's your charging port. When you see it, when it's that white bluish, it means it's ready to accept the plug. If it's green, it's charging, and it does pulsate. The faster it pulsates, the faster it's charging. Once it's either goes dim or the pulsating is really slow, that means your car is getting closer to being charged. If it's ever red or yellow, that means you just have to actually plug it in a little bit more. The plug is not all the way how it should be, and normally that goes by itself. I'm going to orient you on the screen, just a few things. At first it can be a little overbearing. I'm just going to go over some of the basics that are going to get you going with your vehicle. That little lock right there, that's how you lock and unlock the car from the interior.
Ah, very good.
So, and then here, this little lightning bolt will, and I'll press them, that will pull up your charging schedule. This is where you're able to set a charging time. From here you would just come in and set your charging time so that you don't have to worry about waking up at a certain time. Just plug the car in and the car will start charging at the appropriate time. There's also such a thing called a limit. Tesla recommends that for daily use, you keep your battery charged between 50 and 90%. And then when you are going on a trip, charge the extra 10%, and that is okay. The reason why we do that is that this will extend the overall lifespan of your battery.
Okay.
And you just do that by moving this arrow up and down. Perfect. This little silhouette of a home, this is where you can actually program your remote for your garage. You can program up to 3 of them.
Excellent. 3 different ones.
3 different ones, correct.
Okay, good.
This one, oh, where'd it go?
Sorry.
Wait, all the way down. Perfect. And the process for that, and I'll kind of show you now. I'll program this one. There still will be, because you're not at home, there's still gonna be one more step that you'll need to do.
Okay.
But I'll show you how that's done. You go to your home link there, create home link. We're gonna name it garage. Now, do you want to name it home or just to
home?
Home. Okay. Create home link. Now it walks you through a process. You click start, and perhaps I'll go do this right now on the outside. What you do is once you hit start, the car is in program mode or record mode, and what you do is you go outside. This is the big button. You press and hold it and point it at the car, and the car receives it as though it was the garage. So I'm gonna go do that right now.
Okay, thanks.
So that is the half that I can do here for you, because the next step, it requires you to try it at home.
Okay.
So, and what we can do here is that we can set it to like 20 or 30 feet.
Yeah.
And what you'll need to do when you get home, go to your home link, home link settings, and just click on the garage door and then click program.
Finish. Okay.
And that's the other half that we'll need to do. And it's the same process for the other clickers as well.
Now, if it doesn't open, even if I click on the auto, and if for some reason it doesn't open, or I don't have auto clicked, how do I open? Do I have to use this? Or is
the
this,
clicker?
Yeah.
You would have to use the clicker, or actually, if it's already programmed, you can do it from here as well. Yeah. So you
Garage home.
you essentially just click Garage Home.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you mind if I post this video on YouTube?
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, actually, I think one of my coworkers, there's already a video of her on there.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So next to the home link, you have this is going to be your driver profile. We're going to click driver profile, and for this, I'm actually going to step outside of the car. I'm going to close the door, and then I'm going to go into your side and kind of guide you through the process.
Okay.
Go ahead and enter your name, and I'm going to meet you on the other side. Now, for the first thing we'll do here is we're going to adjust your steering wheel, and there's 3 pegs here, or 3 stalks here on the right. This really small one is how you adjust the steering wheel.
Okay.
Go ahead and do that, adjust it to your liking as well as your seats.
Hi. It's for you. Good morning.
Good morning. Gosh, that's probably where I want it. And how do I adjust it? Okay, that's going up. That's going down. Is it tilt or is it just up and down? Is it just up and down?
Up and down, it should go towards you as well. Let's see, there you go.
That's a good place to start.
And then go ahead and do your mirrors. And your mirrors, you just select the mirror that you like, and then you adjust it with the pad there.
Oh, pretty good. How do they do that? All right. And that's the fold. Okay.
Now go ahead and click save up on the screen when you're ready. And it looks like it already. Go ahead and click on Peggy. And it looks like I already saved it.
Oh, okay. And the easy entry, that's where it changes.
Yes.
I want
So
that.
actually, go ahead and easy entry because
Yeah.
it's going to link it to the key fob. And go and save up at the top. There you
Oh, that's
go.
it's separate. That's interesting.
Yeah, it should sync. It should link it to the key fob. So when
I
you
see.
approach it, it sets it up for
And
you.
it's not if I have it set. If I have the fob for somebody else.
They would have to just go where it says where they have the profile and just select their name.
Okay.
You'd have to create a separate profile for them.
Okay.
Perfect. And what we're going to do is go ahead and click out of that screen in the top left corner. Perfect. And we're going to stay at the top. So we already went through the profile, and then there's the Tesla T logo. If you click on that, that'll give you some additional.
I think I went the wrong way.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no problem.
Okay.
That'll give you some information about your vehicle,
Okay.
but also on the right bottom side portion of that, it gives you a phone number, and that's your if you ever need roadside assistance.
Excellent.
And so what we're going to be doing next here is we're going to be programming your phone to that, so that all you have to do is click on that number and it automatically calls roadside assistance. So go ahead and make sure that your Bluetooth is on your phone.
It is.
Perfect. And then you see right next to the Tesla logo, there's a little Bluetooth logo. Right, perfect. Go ahead and click on that. Awesome. And now we're going to add a new device and then start search there on the bottom right. Sometimes we need to go into the settings of the phone. Perfect. Go to Bluetooth.
It's on. Let me turn it off and back on.
Go ahead and click on just on the Bluetooth portion on your phone.
It's on. Do you want me to turn it off and back on?
Let's do that. Let's try it. Let's see if that. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Go ahead and click on
I'm
it.
gonna change the name of that. Click on this one.
And it should give us a code on both your phone and on the vehicle. We'll make sure it matches, and if it does, we'll click pair on your phone.
Yep.
Perfect. Go ahead and click pair. And we'll just give it another 30 seconds or so. And click allow. And it looks like we are set. So
Okay.
your phone is now connected, and you can use that for phone calls. You can use it for music. We'll go ahead and click out of that screen, and that will move one row down where you have your applications. And we'll start with the music application. Are you familiar with Pandora or Spotify? So it's a very similar service called Slacker. It's actually quite big. You can actually have this exact same service on your cell phone as well. It's built into your vehicle. You can search for music by artist, genre, the actual title of the song. There's even some podcasts and talk shows on there that you can listen to,
Okay.
as well as radio stations from all over the world based on location. To the right of the music, you do have your map, which is that red arrow up at the top right, or the top portion on the screen on the left. See a little red arrow?
Yeah.
Go ahead and click on that. Perfect. And now that brings up your map. And you may notice that it kind of has the screen split into two. At the bottom, you still have your music. At the top, you have your map. But on the bottom left corner of where the map ends,
Okay, bottom left corner where the map ends.
there's a little square.
Yeah.
If you want to click that square, it makes the whole screen the map.
Okay.
Just like that. And I like to make it a whole map because I'll show you a few kind of cool things on the map there.
Alright.
On the bottom right corner of the map, you have three icons. You have the globe, you have a little car silhouette, and you have a lightning bolt. The globe's going to show you satellite view. And then if you want to add on top of that, you can also add traffic view, which is what those little car silhouettes show you. It'll show you traffic view of your location. And it looks like it was previously on, so we turned it off. And then underneath that lightning bolt, there you go. And then the lightning bolt's going to show you the location of chargers. With the superchargers always being at the top of the list on the left-hand side. And they'll always be by a red, it'll be a red blip. What's really nice about that is that it also shows you how busy the supercharger is. So right now, if you were to click on it, it's the A.
Here? Or here?
And right there on the map, perfect. And it shows you that there's probably only 1 or 2 stalls available. Perfect. So you can really know how busy a supercharger is before you show up. And this is especially important for when you're going on trips. If you choose to skip one based on how busy it is, the car will recalculate and guide you to the next supercharger if needed.
Okay.
Perfect. And so then we'll move along on the top of the map, or you have your maps, and then to the right you have your calendar. If you want to sync your calendar, once we step out of the car, we'll play around with the Tesla app, and that's where you can sync up your calendar, and it'll show you your agenda there.
I like that. Okay.
To the right of the calendar, you have your energy. It's essentially what it would be the equivalent of miles per gallon if you had a gas car, but it shows you your miles per, or your watts per mile, which most electric vehicles do. You can do it in 5, 15, or 30 mile increments. If you really want to see how efficient you are, these cars are a lot of fun to drive. So if you're going quick, it's going to be pretty bad. To the right of the energy graph, you have your internet browser. You can search. Most websites are going to work, with the exception of video, so it won't do things like YouTube or most video yet. And then to the right of the web browser, perfect, you have your backup camera. So you'll always have access to the backup camera, and when the vehicle is actually in reverse, it will show you your guidelines, and as well as it'll work together with the system of sensors that the car has to make sure that you're not going to hit anything. It'll tell you down to the inch how close you are to either a wall or to any other object. Especially important when you're parking the car. And then the very last one is your cell phone. We already linked up your cell phone to it, so we don't have to do it again. But if you wanted to add an additional phone to the vehicle, you would go to the phone icon, and from there you would be able to program an additional phone.
Okay.
Perfect. And now we're going to move all the way down to the bottom. We'll start on this one. We'll start on the right side of the screen. That is the volume control for the passenger. You as the driver will have your volume control here on your steering wheel as well. This one will function as your volume control as well, so that way you don't have to reach all the way down to the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
And then to the right, pretty much all the way across the middle of the screen, you have your climate control with the additional for the seats as well. So you have your seat warmers. You have 3 levels of warmth: 3, 2, and 1. And then you have your temperature setting, and then right there in the middle, you have essentially your on and off. And then right above it, it says custom. That's how you actually are able to control, if you want to manually control this fan speeds.
Oops. So it looks like I can't can I
change them into different yeah, you can. So if you click up on one of them, let's take a look and see where it's at right now. See where it says sync temp?
Sync.
You can unclick that, and it'll change it. So now you can change it individually.
That's nice. Okay, good.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then now we're getting into some of the funner parts of the vehicle, where you get to really make some of the adjustments of how you want this vehicle to drive. So go all the way to the left under car controls, and we'll start at suspension. The car does the adjusting for you, although you can adjust it yourself, especially if you're coming down a steep driveway and you don't want to scrape the front of your vehicle.
Okay.
You can make the vehicle lift up because of the air suspension. Now, if you do that enough, the vehicle actually memorizes the location, in which you're doing that constantly,
Right.
and then it'll do it for you. So it is GPS aware.
Totally cool.
And then when you're on the highway, the car will lower itself to give you a better, more efficient aerodynamic car. Underneath suspension, and we're going to stay on this left side list. We'll go to driving. And you said your previous car was an electric vehicle as well?
Yeah, electric hybrid, plug-in hybrid.
Cool. So you're familiar with the concept of regenerative braking?
I am.
Okay, right on. I point that out a lot because it is one of the first things that people ask about if they've never driven electric or hybrid. At the top, you do have acceleration. You can either leave it at standard. One of the big things about Teslas, they do have really nice acceleration, really nice performance. However, a lot of people may not want that all up front, so you can put it into what's called chill mode, and that just reduces the acceleration of the vehicle. Although it is always controlled, you always have total control of how fast the car accelerates. But you can always put it in chill mode to kind of make it a little less.
Okay.
Underneath, you have steering mode. If you want it to be a little more comfortable, essentially the steering wheel will have a little bit more play to it. Feels a little bit softer. Or you can leave it in standard.
Okay.
Or perhaps you may want to leave it, put it to sport. It's stiffer, requires more input. A lot of people who are car drivers, perhaps they came from a BMW, they like to start at sport and then they work their way down to standard or comfort.
Okay.
Then regenerative braking, similar to like your last vehicle, standard, or you can also make it low so that the car can coast a little bit more. Again, a lot of people who don't drive electric before it's a little off-putting at first.
It is, yeah.
But if you're used to it, it's a great tool because it can extend your range in the city.
Okay.
Perfect. And over to the right, we have two more things. We have your creep. Creep will allow the car, if you're off the brake, it'll allow the car to progress a little bit. Because otherwise electric vehicles would just kind of sit there. They don't have to go. If you have it on, it can reduce your range just a little bit. So perhaps you want it off.
We'll try it for now.
And then range mode, that will allow you, or the vehicle essentially, to turn off certain features that you may not need. For example, in the daytime, if you don't need your daytime running lights, they will turn that off, and it'll allow you to give you some more range in your vehicle.
Okay.
And we're almost done here, guys. We're gonna do the trips, displays, and e-brakes next. Trips essentially just shows you the amount of miles that you've driven during that trip, but it'll also show you the overall mileage of the vehicle. Go ahead and click on trips for me, and it'll be on the left-hand side of the screen, right there underneath driving.
Oh, we're going down here now. Okay.
Perfect. And it looks like your vehicle has 3.8 miles. Have you, with this vehicle, did you activate Autopilot on this vehicle?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you'll need to drive it at least 50 miles before it becomes active. So it does require a calibration period for the car.
Okay, good to know.
So after you get out of here, go on a little mini road trip, put some miles on it, so that way you can start driving Autopilot as soon as possible. And then down underneath displays, we'll go under trips and the displays. And this is especially important at night. So if you are driving at night, perhaps you don't want a big bright screen in your face, so you can leave it on auto. The car will adjust the brightness of the display, or you can put it in night mode.
Okay.
And night mode would invert the colors for you. It makes it a little bit more comfortable at night.
Okay.
And then underneath displays, we have the e-brakes and power off, just like so. This will allow us to now move into the steering wheel, and it'll be the kind of the final thing that we go over, and then I'll just move your car up front and the car will be yours.
Okay.
Exciting. We'll start over here on the left side. The left side, you have your blinker.
Yep.
It also functions as your windshield wiper, although you can put them in automatic. And bottom stock, that is your Autopilot stock. So I'm going to show you a few things on it. To actually activate Autopilot after you've driven 50 miles or more, you press it towards you twice.
Okay.
That will turn on Autopilot. The way that you'll know that Autopilot is on is you'll hear 2 auditory chimes, but as well as your display here, the lanes will turn blue, and it'll tell you you're now currently on Autopilot. Autopilot right now is strictly for the highway. It's highway and essentially freeway as well. To adjust the follow distance, you turn the end of the knob, and you notice it shows you right there on the display. 1, 2, 4, 7, all the way up to 7 car lengths.
Okay.
And then to adjust the speed, you move it up. Now it's not going to show us because it's not currently traveling, but
okay.
so
Up
then
and down.
So to do 1, 2 to activate, you twist it for follow speed, and then up or down to adjust the actual speed at which the vehicle is traveling. You got your stock right over there to put it into reverse, neutral, and drive. You lift it all the way up in one motion for reverse, all the way down for drive, and then one quick tap in either direction, up or down, for neutral. And then the button at the end of it is how you put the car into park. And once you put the car into park, you can walk away from the vehicle, put all your windows up, walk away from the vehicle, and the car will automatically lock itself. And then the last two things, you already went over your volume control. This here is going to be your voice control button. You click that and you have 3 commands that you can give the car. Play, whatever music you're looking for. Call, you can call anybody in your contacts list, and navigate. You can navigate to either a destination or any address that you might like.
Very good. So that's this. No, this is okay. We got all kinds of other stuff. So am I pressing here?
Yeah, you're pressing that top one.
I see. I feel it now. And this?
So this one here, if you click it, and look at this side of the screen, go ahead and do that for me. It allows you to set what you can control with that wheel. And once you're happy, you actually click the wheel. And that selects whatever it is you want to control.
Cool. Oh, it's and then I select it.
You actually click the actual wheel itself. Just like that, and now you're able to control it.
Oh, and then you control. Got it. Got it. Okay.
And that concludes
Looks like
our
my high
orientation.
beams are on. Is that right? And that was on here. No,
That's
they
your
aren't.
bright.
That's just so my lights are on. Okay.
And they
Yeah,
go,
they
the beams go on and off automatically.
Yeah,
the high
automatically.
beam. The high beam will sense
Oh.
Yeah.
when another car is coming
Awesome.
and click
Yeah, so-
off for you.
And by the way, guys, Peggy, this does not have to be the last time that you're in here. We're going to start offering classes. You may have noticed a big screen that was up there. I'm going to be running classes. We're going to be calling them owner symposiums.
Excellent.
You can come in here because these cars are going to be evolving. You know, they're just as much computer as they are a vehicle, and we're going to always be adding new features. And for that, we're going to be adding the classes to make sure that everybody knows exactly what the car is doing.
Wonderful. Oh, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. How do you feel? Oh, I am so ready to go driving.